Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis and welcome back to another video. So I just got done pulling a bunch of orders off of the printers and I realized I haven't uploaded or added any kind of content to YouTube in the last week. So yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a fish room update. I've made a bunch of changes to the 3D printing setup and I figured we'll talk about that, give you guys a little bit of a life rambling update, just kind of get some content out for you so you guys know that I'm still here. Now, with that said, the reason why I haven't been uploading anything is I've been sick. As you guys know, the kids went back to school, and since then I've just been getting slammed over and over again. Pretty much everybody in my life is sick. Everybody. Everybody's sick. And yeah, so that's just getting passed around and cycled through. And I've also increased my training because I do have a competition this weekend. It's the Tap Cancer Out BJJ Open in what is it, Philadelphia? Yeah, it's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I've been training a little bit more for that. So yeah, I think I just got exposed to some stuff, and yeah, so I was sick. So anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and swing back through. I'm just gonna walk back and forth through the fish room so we're not standing still here. But yeah, so anyways, other than being sick, everything is doing pretty good. I made some changes to the fish room here. As you guys know, we added those new lights, the Hyper Reef 150s, and I did put some coral in there and a fish, which you guys will see a later video. That is really blue. But anyways, there's a sailfin in there and a bunch of SPS, and everything is doing really well. I just pulled out about 10 gallons of macroalgae out of the refugium. Now, I am selling a ton of it. It is buy one, get one free, but excuse me, I'm still a little stuffy. But it just grows so fast in that low boy. I just pulled out, again, about 10 gallons of it. I also pulled some out of the refugium down here, probably like half of it, so probably another 2 or 3 gallons. But anyways, oh, there's Wiggles. Want to say hi? What's up, Wiggles? Anyways, yeah, so really happy about the refugium. Now, I am to the point where I'm thinking and debating on just taking the refugium out and putting 2 more lights over there. I don't necessarily have the coral right now to justify doing that, so I might just keep the refugium up for the sake of keeping it growing. But ultimately, I do want to go ahead and add 2 more lights and just kind of have it back to coral instead of the refugium. But with that said, everything in the 300 is pretty decent. I did knock a few colonies off. I got to put them back on. They're sitting at the bottom of the tank. Again, it's really blue. Everything's growing pretty good, encrusted for the most part, and the fish are pretty decent. I need about 20 more fish in there. It seems so empty. Big Bertha took up so much real estate. It just feels like there's nothing in there. But everything's growing good. I will do a separate video with actual video instead of all this blueness, so you guys can see the growth and the coloration and everything. But other than that, everything's doing pretty good. I ended up breaking off for the 10th time the drain port for my Nios, because I like move it around when I'm in there cleaning the bottom of the sump, and I just keep breaking the drain port off, which goes over to the 5-gallon Avast Marine collection or skimmate collection bin. So I just keep breaking off that damn thing. So I'm gonna have to take care of that again. It's kind of jerry-rigged right now, so it doesn't dump the skimmate back into the sump. But it was for a little while there, and I was like, what the heck? So, yep. Other than that, it's pretty good. Let's go move over here. The tub itself is doing pretty well. I went through and I had a little bit of algae growing on the back wall, like around the nozzles, around the return nozzle, a little bit on the bottom of the tank. Nothing too crazy. I went in there and pulled it out. Right now, my nutrients are pretty stable. I'm at about 4 ppm of nitrates, which is a little lower than I usually run, but it seems to be good. Coloration isn't that bad. And then my phosphates are a little low at like 0.09. So again, I got to try to get those up. But if I see any kind of algae anywhere, I tend to not make any adjustments to my nutrients until I can address that, get it out of the tank, and kind of see what my nutrients are really at. Because if you have algae in the tank, there's a good chance your nutrients that you're testing and the readings you're getting aren't exactly accurate. What's up, Wiggles? She's just chilling out. She's been following me around all day. I got her an automatic feeder that you can like say her name and stuff. So she just been hanging out with that all day, and then you know, whenever it goes off twice a day. Whenever she's not there, you can just hear her running through the house to get there. It's interesting. I just got sick of feeding filling the cat bowl, so I got the water there and the automatic feeder, and it gives her a certain amount because she's a hog and she just eats a ton of food. So now she's not going to be a fat shit cat. So other than that, moving on to the 3D printer stuff. As you can see, I really don't have a lot of filament. I've been running into some issues getting filament in, and that's what's been kind of delaying a few of the orders. besides the fact that I need about 3 more of these Ender 5 printers, because I just have a ton of orders that are larger. Like this is a Niles Quantum 300 CO2 attachment, and it just, you know, I can only print it on this printer. I can't put it on an Ender 3 obviously because it's too big. And then we have a whole bunch of these. There's I think this is a 4-handed checker holder. I got a 6 coming out soon, but anyways, those have to be printed on the bigger printers, so I could use 2 or 3 more of these, which I will get at some point. I don't know where I'm going to put them because I'm pretty strapped on room here. But anyways, when it comes to 3D printing stuff, I've made some pretty big changes, and my turnaround time for orders is pretty much cut in half. I went ahead, and as you guys know, over the last 2 years since I started 3D printing, we started off with just the 1 printer here, which I was making keychains. Now we have 22. And my biggest issue I was having with printers was they weren't as consistent. The nozzles kept clogging. The bed leveling was a little bit of an issue. The beds themselves were just either just chipping or falling apart. They weren't doing very well. But it's to be expected because these things run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So they're bound to break down. So with that said, over the last couple months, I have redesigned the printer from the bottom up. I'm still using the frame, but changed out the hot end. I've remade the direct drive. I reprinted motor mounts, probe mounts, everything. Put in dual Z motors on a couple of them. I am going to expand that for the rest of them. But either way, I've revamped the entire setup, new beds, new everything, and they're actually running a lot better. A lot better. And turnaround time is better. The print quality is better. It was just a significant investment, and not only in money but time-wise, to get them where they need to be. But I was kind of hesitant on it for a while because I was like, do I really want to push 3D printing? But now that we're not really growing or not really selling a lot of coral, because I've decided to pull most of it from the website and just grow out the systems, including the tubs and the 300, I had to really invest into my 3D printing because that is my primary source of income at the moment. And yeah, so everything is doing really, really well. And again, I just pulled off a bunch of orders. Once I'm done with this video, I'll throw some more on. But everything is printing and rocking really, really well. So I'm happy with it. And it just kind of sucks that it took 2 years for me to figure it out. But live and learn, right? So a question I get actually in every video I do on 3D printers is, what's up with the plastic? Why do you got all this plastic? Why is there a bunch of tubes in your in your door? Well, I don't know how safe 3D printing filament is when it burns up, because it is technically plastic. I don't know what the fumes are going to do to you long term, so I bypass all that nonsense and I pull all the fumes out through the top and shoot all that stuff outside. On top of that, it pulls the humidity down here in the fish room with the dehumidifier. Plus, I have a couple other fans that push air out. So I think we're at like 1,100 to 1,200 cubic feet per minute, I believe it is, worth of air being pushed out of the fish room. So the humidity is about 45%, which is pretty good, and about 75 degrees roughly in here. So yeah, fun fact, by the way, guys, I actually, this might not be good for most people, but with the amount of heat down here, I usually don't have to turn my heat on during the winter time, because all this stuff just kind of, at least for the first floor anyways, it pushes all the heat, rises upstairs. The living room is just above here, and all that air, all that hot air from the fish tank and the water kind of heats up the whole house. Now, I guess my comfort level for temperatures are different than most people. I'm pretty good with like 60 degrees, but I know a lot of people are not a fan of that. So yeah, when the boys are here, of course, I have the temperature up higher. But if it's just me and the dog and the cat, put a sweater on. It's not that bad. And because the price of electricity has gone through the roof. It actually it went from, and I get this question a lot too, is how much is your electric bill with all this stuff going on? On average, before everything changed, it was about $350 to $400 a month when I'm not running the heat or the AC. And then when the changes came and the rate went up, now it's like $600, $700 a month. It's crazy. It's insane how everything has changed over the last like 6 to 8 months, just with everything. It's pretty crappy and pretty scary long term wise. But yeah, anyways, I think, man, I'm already 10 minutes in. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. Anyways, guys, if you made it this far and you want to support the channel, I am doing the buy 3 get 1 free on 3D printing, and there's a bunch of beginner SPS that's up on the website. You guys can check it out. So if you want to do the 3D printing thing, just add 4 to the cart, and when you check out, one of them will be free. All right, so I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.